Good morning, everybody. My name's Braydon Kelly, and we are here at the St. Margaret Center for the U13 AAA Provincials. Starting in nets for the Glace Bay Miners, 1 win, 1 tie, no losses. It'll be Rylan McKinnon hoping to secure that first spot in Group A. On the other side, it is Jerome Doucette trying to tow his Bedford team to victory. Puck is dropped. A little bit of a battle there. Glace Bay recovers. Charette on to McNeil. McNeil loses it first, dumps it in. Picked up by Labuki. Labuki on to O'Hearn. O'Hearn back up to O'Hearn. Quick shot! Steered away by McKinnon. The first shot of the game there from Bedford. In the corner, O'Hearn. Down low in front of the net. Just wide, no one there. Glace Bay recovers. Coming down the line, it's Link. Link throws it in. Bedford will try to recover. Quick series of passes up there. Now it's on to number 4, Charlie Stewart. Stewart throws it ahead. Glace Bay recovers. Back to the blue line. It's Dickinson. Dickinson over to McNeil. McNeil. Here comes Link. Coming down. Shot! Just lost it there on the back of the net. Bedford recovers. Back around. Puck in the corner to Hefford. Hefford throws it back around. Stewart will recover. Throws it in front here. Shot! Just high. A great scoring chance there for Glace Bay. Back down to Sinclair. A shot. Good stop by Doucette. Here comes Bedford onto McNeil. McNeil throwing it up. Stewart recovers. Stewart looking for a coin. A coin gets it. Going cutting to the middle. A coin gets ready. Shot! Off the skate of the defender. Another shot! Just wide of the goaltender. Back around here is number 18, Labuki. Labuki around. Goes right back to Parsons. Parsons waiting. Passes it off to a coin. A coin dekes around. Throws it to the net. Recovered by the defenseman. Dixon throws it deep. Parsons will try to recover. Parsons skating. Finds Boudreau. Boudreau gives it away. Here's Sims. Now to Cameron. Cameron driving wide. Cameron off to O'Neill. No can do there. Labuki. Labuki going around. Up to McNeil. McNeil up to Boudreau. Boudreau's got wheels. Boudreau off to Smith. And a stoppage play there. Offside will be the call. Just outside that right face-off dot. 2 players to watch for both these teams. Glace Bay's number 6 forward, Dylan Dixon, has been outstanding this tournament. In fact, their miraculous comeback against the Valley Jets could not have been possible without a late lunge and 2 stellar rushes from Dixon as Bedford takes it in. It's Boudreau. Boudreau around the net. Restolen by the Glace Bay Miners. Here they come. Dipped through is Sinclair. Sinclair carrying. Parsons will recover. Missed pass there. It did not hit his stick. We'll go back right to the Bedford end. And for Bedford, it's Liam Labuki, a defenseman. Might not be the obvious choice for best offensive player this tournament, but he has looked stellar. Some speed paired with an amazing shot has helped Bedford scoop out a 1-1 draw in this tournament. Puck squirted out of the Bedford defensive zone. Dixon skating. Waiting. Walks around. Dixon finding Link. Link off his stick. But it should be still enough for icing. Whistle blown. And after Link and Dixon could not connect, be sent down to the right of Miners goaltender Rylan McKinnon. This here's an important game for many reasons, and not just for the 2 teams playing on the ice. Pictou, who currently are 0-1-1, thanks to their tie against these Miners, are hoping that Bedford wins this game, as they still have a chance to get into the provincial playoffs if they win against Valley, who are 1-1 themselves. So if Bedford wins here, there'll be two teams that will be very happy campers. Puck in the Bedford zone. Here's Smith. Smith waiting. Throws it up to O'Hearn. O'Hearn keeps it. So that's Stewart. Carrying now to a coin. A coin! Shot chance! Saved by McKinnon! Diving with the right pad. Completely robbing Charlie Stewart. Puck squirted back down to the Bedford end. Pass around to Labuki. He misses it. On to Stewart. Stewart throws it in front. Glace Bay recovers. Here they come. Up front to McNeil. McNeil skating. Throws it back to the blue line. Shot! Just wide. It's thrown back around. On to a coin. A coin. He's got Charlie and Stewart. A coin. A coin. Shot past the Stewart. Scores! Charlie Stewart. If it does not work once, try it again. And I'll tell you, Picto's looking really happy right now with an early Bedford lead, 1-0. A very similar play to what happened just a minute ago. Unfortunately for McKinnon, Stewart gets it off even quicker than last time. He still tried to dive and save it, but no can do. The Bedford Blues lead at 1-0 here. And despite this early lead, Glace Bay have had a bit of a knack for coming back in the third period. As here comes Dufour. Dufour. On to Smith. Smith chasing in. Trying to find O'Neill. Goes around to O'Neill. Shot! Just high. Glace Bay will cover. It's Cameron. Cameron on to Smith. He's going to take it back. Smith. Good angle there by Sinclair. It'll be picked up by Bedreau. Bedreau battling now two Glace Bay defenders. Keeps it in his feet. Back around. One by Cameron. Cameron trying to find a coin again. He finds him. A coin looking at Sinclair. He'll end up chipping it now to Sinclair. Sinclair loses it. Now on to Bramwell. Bramwell on to Bedreau. He just misses it. That'll be icing. 9:19 left in the first period. Shots in favor of Bedford, 2-1. Both identical plays, but one squeaks in. It's 1-0 here for the Blues. Face off to the left of Dissett. Puck one is Bedreau. On to around to Hayes. Hayes battling with Link. Good battle there. Two other players from the team join. Still battling now. Back on to Hayes. Hayes gets it around to Bedreau. Bedreau off the feet of a Glace Bay player. That's going to go back to Hayes. Trying to get to Bramwell. He recovers. Bramwell chips it up. Still lost in the boards here. Back around to Sims. Sims recovering. Gets it up to Hefford. Hefford throws it up. Glace Bay trying to recover. Back on to McNeil. McNeil throwing it to Charette. Charette now on to Labuki. Labuki finding Parsons. Parsons. A great pass there to O'Hearn. O'Hearn loses it. Falling down there, it's Sims. Sims is going to go for a skate now. Cutting middle. Labuki, a good stick there. Now on to Parsons. Parsons trying to get to Bramwell. Bramwell can't recover. Back on to Dixon. He's a threat, but being shadowed greatly there by the number 16 forward, Enzer Chandler. Sims chipping it through. Dixon trying to get it. Back around. Still a good portion of the shift and this possession have all been puck battles. Both teams trading wins and losses along the boards. Puck thrown up, and it looks like Labuki will recover. Labuki to Tebow. Throwing across ice for Stewart. He can't hold on. Puck run in front, and he can't get a stick on it. A good chance there for Glace Bay. Back around to Guthrow. A shot there in front of the net. He'll elect to pass it to Dixon. Dixon driving wide. He keeps it. Dixon to the right side. Deeks throws it back to the point to McNeil. McNeil drives it deep. Bedford will recover. Labuki trying to evade the Glace Bay forward. Can he get through? No, he can. Here comes Glace Bay, waiting, shot in front, scores! Luke McNeil, and Glace Bay's tied it right back up. After a strange play there on Labuki, Glace Bay recovers, attacks deep, finds McNeil in the slot, and we tie this game right back up. 1-1 is the score. Both just 2 shots on goal apiece for each team. Puck battle won by Glace Bay. Dixon on to Guthrow. Waiting, skating. Finds Cameron. He's got some room. Tries to cut middle. Throws it deep. Cameron into Tebow winning that battle. Still along the boards, now to Bedreau. Bedreau loses the puck in front of the net. Sinclair, no can do, it's on to McNeil. McNeil loses the puck, and now here comes, I believe that's Dixon. Dixon driving wide. Can't find a player. Still deking, shouted by 2 Blues players. Now on to Hayes. Hayes thrown around to Sinclair. Sinclair, a shot, a tip. Can't get through the sea of Blues. Here comes Smith. Smith skating now. He's got right wide. Wide's up. Shot. A great block there by Sinclair. Back around Bedreau. Hits the back of the net. Now onto Acoin. Gets it to Cameron. So it's McNeil there. Gets it deep. Back around to Hefford. Hefford finding O'Hearn. O'Hearn driving deep. Now to Hayes. Hayes, a shot! Blocked there in front by a body. I don't know who it was. And we've got a penalty here. It looks like it'll be on Bedford. Who they'll be taking. It's like body checking is the call on number 10 forward Brody Wilson, and here we have a early power play tie game, and Glace Bay throwing out the top unit to try to get the lead here. Strangely enough, Dixon, who's played forward most of his time in this tournament, a coin tried to get it there, no can do. Labuki now throws it down. As I'm sure you've probably noticed by now, Dixon's been on the blue line. And not just for this power play. At the start of the game, he was manning the D, trying to protect his goalie from a complete Bedford offense. McNeil now with it on to Dixon. Dixon waiting in front. McNeil saved by Doucette, a little bit off balance, but he gets the glove on it. Bedford opting to switch up their penalty kill line there. Looking like Smith will take the draw. Puck thrown deep. Bedford recovers. On to Smith. Now back on to Bedford. Could have been a lucky break there for the Blues, but Dixon will recover. Waiting. Deeks through. On to Cameron. Cameron. He's going to go for a skate. Deeks, the Bedford defenseman, a couple of times there. On to McNeil. McNeil now on to Dixon. Dixon waiting, shooting! Glove save there. In front of the net, still loose and covered up by Doucette. Some pushing and shoving here, trying to protect their goalie. Bedford still hangs on. Tie game as Glace Bay currently has 3 shots on this power play here. really testing Jerome Doucette early. Both teams opting for a change in lineup as the puck gets sent down by Labuki. We might have a puck race here, a coin, and O'Hearn battling for it. The second Glace Bay defender comes up, tries to get to a coin. No can do. Parsons throws it right back down, resulting in a reset. Glace Bay setting it up. Here comes Zdeno. Waiting, deking, can't get it. A diving play there. He'll send it down instead of skating it. The safe play, and that will be the end of the power play for Glace Bay. 3 shots, very productive, but Doucette just shutting the door early, keeping the puck out of harm's way. The puck balled up there. Bedford trying to get it to a coin. No can do. Hefford skating, trying to get it out. Here's a coin. Looking dangerous early. Shot in front! He elects for the shot pass, and the other Bedford forward couldn't put a stick on it. Hayes sends it down. A coin gives chase. Dixon will recover. He dekes. He might go on a run here. Here comes Dixon. Skating right. Cutting wide. He loses the puck to Hefford. A great poke check there from the Bedford defender. But Glace Bay still's got possession. McNeil trying to throw it down. And here comes Enzo Chandler. Chandler trying to find a coin. Middle shot. Again, he's still loose. Just wide. Trying to get that short side top corner. Another shot just off the feet of the Glace Bay defender. Here's a coin again. There's some pushing and shoving. Back onto Berger. Throwing it down. Here's Dixon. Waiting. Be going right past Berger. That'll be icing. .207 left in the first period. Shots still 5-2. 1-1 tie here at St. Margaret's Center in a very big game. Both Valley and Pictou watching anxiously. Puck thrown around. Glace Bay trying to attack here. Recovered by Bedreau. On to Labuki. Labuki misses the puck. He'll be pressured by Zidane. Thrown up. Here to Smith. Smith skating. Cutting left wide. Here's Zidane trying to drive the net. Still with puck possession, but pressured by 2 Glace Bay defenders. He can't continue. Dixon trying to get it up. Recovered by Parsons. Parsons on to Labuki. Chips it deep. Glace Bay will have a chance to recover here. Thrown around to Dixon. Dixon on to McNeil. McNeil waiting, skating. Can't get through Parsons. Here comes Zidane. Zadina. Waiting, shooting short side. Just wide. McNeil waiting. Now here comes Stewart. O'Neill, and we have a penalty call here. Hooking on what appears to be Kaiser. He's not happy with it. But Bedford will get a chance to try out their power play, not only in this period, but in the next one as well. 59 seconds, last minute of play in the first period. This already feels like a crucial part of the game here. Bedford getting a late lead here in the first. Could give them the momentum in the second to possibly pot in some more. Chandler fans on the puck, gets it back to Parsons. Parsons has been quite well as the quarterback on this power play. Now on to Labuki. Labuki waiting, gets it back to Parsons. Parsons Waiting, shooting! Glove save there by McKinnon. I'm not sure he quite saw it through the mass sea of bodies there, but he puts the glove on it. And it looks like the puck drop will be to the right of him. Bedford, just like Glace Bay, having a good early chance, unable to finish it up. Parsons waiting. Now on to Chandler. Chandler back to Parsons. Parsons waiting. On to Labuki. Labuki in front of the net! Missed chance there. That could have been crucial. Chandler deciding to take it on his own way here to Labuki. Labuki shot! Glove save! Still loose! It's still there! Puck scores! It somehow came loose. I thought McKinnon had it. But Bedford crashed the net and hope the puck goes in. 2-1 with 8 seconds left in the first period. 4 shots on that power play for the Blues, and Glace Bay once again a couple of just bad bounces, and Bedford capitalizing on them to get the lead here. Flicking up now to Parsons. Parsons passes it off to Labuki. Buzzer will sound, and that's the end of the first period. 2-1 for the Blues. A good indicator for them. We'll be right back after this short break. Welcome back to High Button Sports here at the St. Margaret's Center for the U13 AAA Provincials. Bedford currently leads 2-1 in a very important game for all the people in this group. Glace Bay wins it back to their blue line, chipped down. Glace Bay will start the recovery, trying to get a good goal here. Here's Link. Link chipping it down. Fouled there. The goaltender can't find it. Back in. Off the leg of Doucette. That could have been big for the Miners. Link. Now on to Dixon. Dixon throws it back to his partner, on to McNeil. McNeil can't find it, on to Stewart. A coin can't keep it. Sims trying to drive through a sea of Bedford players in the middle here. He's unable to. Berger sent down. Icing still not called. McNeil now trying to get it out. O'Neill keeps it in. McNeil now on to Bedreau. Bedford trying to get the puck in, get some sustained pressure. Here's McNeil. On to McNeil. Back down. Hefford trying to get to Smith. Smith deking, waiting and looking. On to O'Hearn. O'Hearn driving deep. Sinclair having great body position, keeps him down. Now on to Sims. Sims. So that's McNeil to Zadina. McNeil deking. Elects to throw it deep, and Bedford will try to recover it. Zadina pops up to McNeil. He can't recover. Now back on to Zadina. Zadina throwing it in front. Now on to Graham. Can't hold on. This is the Glace Bay blue line here. Sinclair now on to Zadina. Zadina gets a shot off. Good save there by Doucette. Now on to Bedreau. Bedreau looking. Trying to get to Smith. He's still got it. Here's Smith driving deep. Smith waiting, shooting! A little bit too in tight there. He misses short side. Here comes Glace Bay on a 2-on-1. Zadina can't get to it. He's going to wait, try to get a shot off. Now back onto Cameron around. Parsons will recover. Bedford trying to get some order here. Maybe a little bit of puck possession in their offensive end. Bramwell loses it onto Cameron. Cameron trying to chip it deep. Now onto Labuki. Labuki chasing it down. Shadowed by Sinclair. Now onto Parsons. Parsons onto O'Hearn. Skating. Back up. Trying to get a shot off. No can do. Back in the corner. Thrown around. Here's Bramwell. Bramwell throwing it up. Stopped there by Kaiser. Kaiser back down. Berger will try to recover it. Skating. Gets it to Labuki. Labuki around to Berger. Berger onto a coin. Skating now. Here he goes. Labuki shot. He's pushed down. Nothing there. Here's Dixon. He's going to go for a skate. Dixon deking through. Cutting right wide. He's got no options. He throws it around to Charette. Charette skating onto a coin. He can't get it. Back around to the blue line. Sinclair chips it deep. Charette throwing it in. Bedford will recover. Bramwell chipping it in. Onto a coin. A coin. Deking. Waiting. On to Chandler. Scores! Charlie Stewart on the back door again and just unable to get to that post quick enough. Bedford leads 3-1. Shots 8-5, and Glace Bay really need to get a goal here now. On to McNeil. McNeil back on to the Bedford blue line, waiting. McNeil throwing it back to Hefford. Hefford now on to Dissett. Dissett. Here's Bedreau driving wide. Bedreau skating, waiting in front of the net. Hits a defender's foot. Back around McNeil battling with Smith. McNeil now throwing it up to Charette. Waiting. Trying to throw it across the link, and it's going to be recovered by Hayes. Hayes back around. McNeil back to Hayes. He's going to get it deep. Puts it in. Glace Bay unpressured. Try to get a nice breakout going. McNeil skating. Getting it down to Berger. Waiting. Gets pass in front of that to Parsons. Parsons. Onto Labuki. Now back to Parsons. Parsons. Up the wall. We've got a power play here for Bedford. It's going to be McNeil, and it seems like it will be for hooking. Luke McNeil unable to keep his stick in check. Now Bedford, who've already scored on the power play once this game, will get a chance to try to do it again. Boudreau's line out against Charette's. Back around to a coin skating. Passes it up to Hayes. Hayes on the way to Neal. Neal back down to Bedreau. Bedreau waiting. Really taking his time here now. Back on to Berger. Berger waiting. Throws it to Hayes. Hayes skating. A good deke there. Back on to Bedreau. Or sorry, a coin skating. Trying to find open room in front. He'll pass it off to Berger. Berger on to Bedreau. Bedreau cycling up. He's going to shoot it. Shot! Blocked there by the Glace Bay defender. Picked back up by Berger. Waiting, trying to waste some time here. Get his line a break. Hayes will skate it. He cuts through the middle. Here's Hayes driving right. Gets it to Bedreau. Bedreau up top. Now finds Berger. Berger driving, shooting. Save by McKinnon. Bedford challenging early again. McKinnon able to shut the door. It's Glace Bay. This is exactly what they need. A good kill here. Get right back into pressuring Doucette. Trying to get a good bounce or something to put them back in contention in this game. Labuki waiting, taking his time. Here's Labuki on to Stewart. Stewart to Hayes. Hayes back to Labuki to Hayes. Hayes back to Stewart. Stewart waiting. Driving right. Back up. Taking his time. Gets it to Hayes. Hayes driving on to Labuki. Labuki can't see a lane. Driving wide to the middle. Scores! And Brody Wilson makes it 4-1. Bedford have done a really good job of finding that far side low post. And McKinnon, who's had to really reach for it, has made a couple of great saves, robbing them of good chances. He's just shut the door completely. Glace Bay calling a timeout here. We'll be right back with some more hockey action. After a quick timeout there by Glace Bay, trying to get their players a little bit of a face-off play here. Trying to put one past the set. They've done it once. Can they do it again? Puck is dropped. Little fact here, they still don't have a shot in this second period with 8 minutes and 25 seconds left to go before the third intermission. Back around, throwing it on to Stewart. He'll chase it down. Shot out by Graham. Stewart waiting. He's got a chance in front, and McNeil will recover it. McNeil waiting. Trying to flip it up. Stewart, an active stick. And he'll do it again. This time on to Charlie Chandler. No can do. Back up to McNeil. McNeil finally clears it. Zdena and Kaiser with the high stick. Be outside of the Bedford attacking zone. And a good chance there for Glace Bay. Stopped by a high stick. Boudreau. Chipped up to Smith. Smith shadowed by Charette. Now on to Dixon. He's a big player here. Lost in the linesman's feet. That will be tripping. And that's exactly what Glace Bay needs. Smith not watching where his stick is going, and Dixon picking up speed gets tripped up. A crucial power play here for the Miners to put Pictou and Bedford on the brink. Charette now lining up, trying to win this face-off. Throws it back up to Sims. Sims getting it to Dixon. Dixon throwing it up! I thought I saw the net move there, but Doucette has it in his pads. Glace Bay and Bedford running a similar power play, except Glace Bay's just has the two defenders up top. Dixon, a shot! Just wide. Labuki will recover. It'll be thrown right down to McKinnon. McKinnon. Dixon will have to fight for it there, and that will be a penalty. Dixon, a hard throw into the boards there, and Bedford wondering what was happening there. Seems like he'll be all right. If he does go out, this will be a terrible loss for Glace Bay. He's been such a big part of this team in this tournament. Looks like he'll skate it. He'll be fine. Now a 5-on-3 for 1 minute, 34 seconds. Here's McNeil. McNeil driving wide. Shot! Finds the chest of Doucette. And Cameron trying to throw off Bedford. They're staying calm. Face off back to the left of Doucette. Puck under Chandler. Still in the feet of the Glace Bay forward. McNeil onto Dixon. Dixon gets it to his partner. Waiting. He'll throw it back. Cutting wide. Onto Cameron. He's got a good shot there. Just a little too deep, Cameron. Keeping it deep. Keeps possession. Throws it back up to the Glace Bay defender. Driving deep now. Shot! Rebound! It's still loose. Dixon has it. He'll recover and calm things back down. Here's another shot! Steered away by Doucette. That'll be thrown down. Glace Bay, one last chance at this 5-on-3. Dixon starting to gain up some speed. He's got 3 people to beat. He'll go and he'll beat the first. He'll curl around trying to get something set up here. He's got a good shooting lane here. Dixon shot! Saved by Doucette. Found the backboards. Back to Dixon. He'll wait. Dixon again. Back on. Shot! Still wide. Dixon can't get to it in time. And that'll be in the 5-on-3 still. One more chance for them. 5-on-4. Back around. Here's Sims. Sims on to Dixon. Waiting. Can't get it off the leg of Wilson. Sims, and here comes Smith out of the box. Dixon will recover it again. Obviously a little tired, McNeil. Throws it back to Dixon, and no passes being able to be completed here. It's almost like they're forcing Dixon to try and skate it. He's quite tired now. Sims skating. Cuts back around. And that'll be the end of the penalty kill for Bedford. And Glace Bay, a golden chance squandered. 4 minutes, 58 seconds left in the second period. Here comes Bedford streaming down the line. Here it's a coin. He's got room. Shot! Just wide. And here comes Sinclair. Sinclair's through. Back on to Chandler. Kaiser there. Kaiser recovers the puck up to Sinclair. Still in the feet of Hefford. Hefford and Kaiser battling. Puck way to the right of them. Now into a coin. A coin. Protecting. Throws it to the middle to Smith. Smith driving deep. It's actually Chandler there. Good deke. Trying to get through the defender. Hands are starting to fly a little high here. A little bit more than just pins and angles now. Here come the Glace Bay Miners. Up to Sinclair. Sinclair will get a stick on it. Can't get it deep. Through the feet, and here's Bedreau. Bedreau's got a good chance here. Bedreau driving wide left. Shot! Still loose. And Glace Bay, who had it for a second, will throw it back to Stewart. Stewart waiting, shooting. Good save there from McKinnon. Back up. Sinclair putting the pressure on. Here's Berger. Berger looking like he'll go wide. Berger skating, cutting through, going right, waiting, back up to Gauthier. Gauthier, thrown shot, and Sinclair will keep it. Link now has it. Link trying to drive deep. A good deke there on Berger. Trying to cut wide. He's still got it. Wrap around. And Glace Bay forced to recover. Vickers now. Throwing off to Sims. Gets it deep. Berger. Deaking. On to O'Neill, now to Bedreau. Bedreau still has it. Glace Bay Link will recover. Back on to Bedreau. He's still battling for it. Possession won by Bedford. Now here comes Sims. Sims driving right. Waiting. And Bedreau will keep it. Here's Bedreau. Puck flicked up. On to Vickers. Vickers loses it. Now it's on to Stewart. Stewart loses it again. Here's Vickers now. Trying to get it to McNeil, and Parsons will retake it. Parsons throwing it up. Now on to McNeil. McNeil waiting. Deaking gets it to the corner. Here's McNeil. He's got a good shot here. And a good stop by Doucette with the poke check. O'Hearn up top to Kaiser, and he can't hold on. Wilson will keep it, but it's sent right back down to Doucette. Kaiser and Doucette. Here's Parsons. Battling along now. Zdena waiting. Deaking shooting off the pad. No one there to put in the rebound. Here's McNeil again. McNeil driving left. Trying to find Zdena. Throws back up to the D. Sims shot there. And now it's back on to the Bedford forward. Here's Labuki. Labuki driving right. Trying to get something going. Waiting. Looks like he'll take it all the way. Labuki in the feet of Kaiser. It's lost there to Vickers. Vickers to Zdena. Zdena to Kaiser. Still on to Vickers. Vickers now into a coin. A coin trying to take it wide. Protecting the puck well. He's still got it. Now Dixon will hand it off to Zdena. Zdena throwing it down to Doucette. Last minute of play here in the second period. Back around. Here's Doucette. On to Hefford. Hefford to Smith. Smith waiting, trying to get to a coin. It's off his shin pad. Back down to the Glace Bay end. Doucette. Deaking. Still lost there. Chandler and McNeil battling for it. Chandler on to Hefford. Hefford chips it deep onto a coin. A coin loses it to McNeil. McNeil still striving here. Here's a coin. 15 seconds left. Deaking trying to get a shot opening. A coin, a shot just wide. Tipped above the net by the defender. Wrap around. Still in front. And McKinnon will cover it up. 6 seconds left here. And a possibility for a face-off play by Bedford. Trying to get another goal to extend their lead to 5-1. Shots 12-11 in favor of the Blues. And Glace Bay just being able to get nothing done. Puck one back to O'Neill. Shot gloved by McKinnon. Face-off play worked perfectly, but McKinnon ready for it. Flashy glove there. Be sent right back to the right of the goaltender. Trying to do it again. Puck on Bedreau. Another shot. Glove save. Buzzer rings, and Bedford, thanks to 3 goals this period, 2 of which on the power play, have secured a 4-1 lead heading into the intermission. My name is Brandon Kelly. You're watching High Button Sports. We'll be back after the short 10-minute intermission. Welcome back after that short intermission here at the St. Margaret's Center. 4-1 for Bedford. Now this game, if Bedford does hold on, could really be the treat Pictou needs to squeak into this semifinal, and here we go. Puck is dropped. Bedford wins it back, but Glace Bay will recover. Now to Labuki. Liam Labuki waiting. Back up to a coin driving deep. Cutting right, throws in front of the middle, just wide. Here's a coin again, a coin going around, a coin. He's got a good chance here and just bonks it off the feet of the Glace Bay defender. Now on to Labuki, Labuki to Dixon, Dixon waiting. Bedford have done a great job at playing two-man coverage on Dixon. He's been unable to get a goal or shot so far. Shot for the net. Another save, rebound. And how did he keep that out? Rylan McKinnon. I don't know if that was with the glove or the pad, but now Labuki has it. On to Parsons. A tip shot there. And a smooth glove save there by Rylan McKinnon. Keeping it 4-1. Boudreau lined up against McNeil. Bedford wins it deep. Smith waiting. Turns back. Trying to get it to the net. Wraparound chance here. He'll pass it off to Berger. Berger a shot on. Saved there by McKinnon. Back on to Parsons. Parsons around. Here's McNeil. McNeil on to Boudreau. Boudreau. Kaiser throws it deep. Sinclair will get a chance to breathe. Throws it on to Graham. Graham turning back on O'Neill. Graham has a lot of time now. Bedford probably thought it was offside for some reason. A shot there. McKinnon steering it away. Boudreau crashing the net, causing McKinnon to cover it up. Face off to the right of the Glace Bay netminder. And despite Bedford controlling the game for most of this morning here, you've still got to keep in mind Glace Bay has had a habit of coming real back very late in the third period in these type of games. In fact, that's how they scored against Valley. 3 unanswered with 30 seconds left in the entire game to win it and put them in the position they are now. Bramwell throwing it up in front of the net. A coin! A glove save there by Dissett. A coin. Bramwell on to Dixon. He skips over his stick. Sims up to Cameron. Cameron. A coin. Stick check there. Back to a coin. A good move there. A coin backhand. Saved by McKinnon. He's looked sharp so far. 12:15 left in the third period. Shots 18-12 in favor of Bedford. Puck is dropped to the right of McKinnon. Sorry, left. Back onto a coin. He's looked sharp so far this game. A coin waiting. Deking. Stuck in the feet of Sims. He'll take it back. Now here come the Miners. It's Link. Link on the left wall. Chips it in. Trying to get it past Parsons. He will. Deking back. A little bit of help from Berger, and he'll take it out. Here's a coin. A coin. He's got a lot of speed. Spinorama. Back on shot. A great move there from a coin. Now back on to Labuki. Labuki. Tipped there by Chandler. Now it's back on to Link. He'll put it back to his defender to try to recover some pace. Sims chips it deep. It's actually a shot on net on Doucette in the chest of the Bedford goalie. Here's Labuki. Ooh. Referees converging. It seems like Kaiser's fine, a little bit shaken up. There wasn't anything inherently wrong with it, just two kids skating into each other. One in his natural one-handed puck-carrying position, one taller than the other, and it's unfortunate that he hit him where he hit him. But it does seems like Kaiser's fine. There'll be no penalty assessed. We'll be back to this quite exciting hockey game. Smith tips it down. Now on to Kaiser. It's a chip there. Bedford might recover it. Here comes Sims. He's still pressuring quite deeply here. Now on to McNeil. McNeil, good chance in front of the net. Tipped on the Bedford defenseman's feet. Another shot, and Zdena unable to put it home. McNeil misses it. Now here's Berger, pressured by Charette. Sinclair unable to chip deep. Now here's O'Neill. O'Neill cutting, wide shot, glove save by McKinnon, flashing the leather there. He's looked really sharp this period. The majority of the time in this third has been spent in the minors' end. Puck drop, now on to Dixon. Dixon trying a play here. Can Kaiser beat him? No, he cannot. It goes off the end boards. It'll go right back down. Sent for icing. Puck is dropped, and they're going to try the same thing again. This time it's a coin. He's got a good jump here. Bedford predicted it, though. Kept their guys back. Cameron loses it. Bramwell will retake it. A good move there by Dixon from standing still. Dixon, a shot! Glove save by Doucette. A close play there, but the Bedford goalie will hang on. Still 4-1 for the Blues. Puck drop down to the minors, and it's going to be a good puck right here. A coin. Can he beat Dixon? No, he can't. Back around is Dixon. He'll put it back up to the right winger. Chandler, some good pressure. Dixon will retake it, and here he goes. The Miners are off to the races. Dixon to the right again. He'll delay. Back up to the middle on to Guthrow. Guthrow waiting a shot. Saved there by Dissett. And Dixon still unable to get in a prime shooting spot on Dissett. McNeil. Thrown back up. Here's Vickers now. Vickers. On to Kaiser. Kaiser driving left. Puts it up to McNeil. McNeil, a pass off. A good play there by Labuki. Now on to Parsons. Parsons, a good move. Still driving it right. Head up all the way. Chandler trying to settle down the Bedford players. Now picked back up by Kaiser. He's back out. Kaiser driving right. Trying to find McNeil. He'll take it around the net. Hauled down. Labuki able to recover the puck. Now to Chandler. Chandler on to Smith. Here he comes. Smith to Chandler. A shot. Pressuring. A little bit of a hustle and tussle there. Temper starting to flare up here. The third period, 8 minutes, 33 seconds left. Seems like everyone's all right. We'll send right back to the right of Ronald McKinnon for the faceoff. Seems like Bedford jumped the gun. O'Neill set to take the draw against Charette. Thrown around, picked back up by the Miners. Berger will tip it. Here comes McNeil. McNeil, golden chance shot. Saved by Doucette, point blank. He just got a piece of it. Good shot there by McNeil, but unable to finish the job. Link on to McNeil. McNeil around, a shot there, still loose in front of the net. Still back around Charette. Possibly the best chance the Miners have had this period. Graham keeps it in, back onto Link. Link battling with Bedreau. Link along the boards. Puck still not free. 3-on-3 in this battle. Bedford wins it. Graham's unable to keep it in. Graham. He's going to go for a skate. Taking it right wide. Loses in the feet of Cameron. Now back on to Hayes. Hayes to Berger. Berger on to Chandler. He's going to go for a skate. Chandler skating, shooting, and a glove save by McKinnon. And once again, that glove has been crucial for the Glace Bay Netminders' success. Still 4-1 here in the third. Face off, won by the Miners. They send it down. Now it's back to Dixon. Dixon will hand it off instead of trying to skate it. Back down to Sims. Sims to Dixon. Dixon lets Sims get it. O'Hearn and Dixon battling. Now on to Cameron. Cameron, he's got Kaiser on his left. Cameron trying to cut wide, and a good back check there by the Blues forward. Here comes Dixon. Dixon skating, shooting. Glove save by Doucette. Keeping him from that middle of the net there, and Dixon and Hayes going at it. Not so happy with the way things have been going for Glace Bay. Chandler and McNeil face off. McNeil wins it back to Dixon. Dixon, a shot. Glove saved by Doucette. Will go right back. That same face off there. Glace Bay trying to set up a play. McNeil getting words from his coach. Back to Dixon. Instead of shooting, pass it back to Kaiser, and he just couldn't pull the trigger. Labuki, a creative play there. Couple wild sticks. Sims will recover. Bedford trying some play to Glace Bay. Sims getting hauled down there. Back on to Chandler. Chandler now back on to Sims. Sims will try to skate it. He's left wide, trying to throw in front of the net. No can do in the slot. Poked there by Aucoin. Aucoin will instead take it back. McNeil putting the body on Aucoin. Here's Parsons. Parsons skating right. Gets it to Chandler. Chandler and McNeil having like a U13 version of a wrecking ball shift here. Just putting some physical pressure on Bedford without any checking or interference penalties. 5:24 is the time here at St. Margaret's Town in the third period. 4-1 Bedford. After the icing call, face off to the left of Ryland McKinnon. Face off in the corner there, chipped up, and this play might actually work again. Charette challenging. Bedford predicted it. They'll still get into the Bedford zone. Glace Bay showing a little bit of late life here. Exactly what we've expected. Charette to Guthrow. Guthrow winding up a shot just wide there. Smith waiting. Going around. Back up to Graham. He misses the puck. Graham waiting. Try to flick it high. Gets it to Link. Link will chip it in. Cameron pressuring. Glace Bay. Two forwards will change. Now here comes Bedford. Bedreau skating right on the backhand. Deking through. Bedreau throws it in front. And a good save there from McKinnon. Back up to Hefford. Hefford on to Smith. Smith driving left. Keeping possession. Getting through Cameron, but it looks like Cameron will take it back. Aucoin driving left. He's got some speed. Gets through. Some contact there, halting him. Cameron back with it. Now on to Sims. Sims, he's got some speed, protecting the puck well in the slot. Labuki has it. McNeil putting the pressure on Labuki. Back out to Sims. Sims waiting. Pulling back and firing to Zdena. Zdena pushing through. Can't get it to Labuki. Labuki flicking it in. Getting through everyone. Here's Sims. Stop. Now back onto Zdena. Zdena. Labuki out of position. Uses speed to rein back in Zdena. Parsons flicking it up. Pass through everyone. Here's Bedford on a 3-on-2. Here they come. A pass to Aucoin. He loses it. Parsons. Back down to Aucoin. Aucoin protecting it well. Glace Bay recovers. Back on. The shot there just wide. McNeil pressuring. Trying to get an angle here. Here's Kaiser. Kaiser trying to get through Parsons, but nothing available there. Stewart fell down, but the puck will find Aucoin. Aucoin, a good deke there. I think that'll be a penalty on Glace Bay on Aucoin. possibly a high slash. Bedford, a good break there. It will be a slashing call, a coin driving through the sea of Miners defenders. And an errant stick, one of Zdana's. And that could be the play of the game, as that'll take them to 14 seconds left in the game. A heartbreaking penalty for the Miners. Just picking up steam. And here comes McNeil again. The play worked, a shot. Saved there by Doucette. Using his head for that one. Here comes Labuki. Labuki, a shot, glove save by McKinnon. Really putting the pizzazz on that one. Still 1:43 left in the power play for Bedford. Third period shots 23-19 in favor of the Blues. And also 4-1 for Bedford. Skating now. Trying to get a late play here. The puck goes all the way down to Doucette after an errant pass. Parsons will regroup. Waiting. On to Chandler. Chandler. On to Parsons. Parsons. Back up. Now to Chandler. Chandler. Waiting. Deeks through. Can Glace Bay recover? They can. And they're going to try to get something going offensively. Graham throws it deep. Glace Bay forced to back off a bit. 57 seconds left in the power play. Here's Dixon. Dixon. Deeks there. He's got a good chance on a 3-on-1. Dixon to the right. To the slot. Cameron, a shot. Recovered by Labuki. Labuki wanted to go and hit a rush of his own. Doesn't have the speed right now. Back on to Chandler. Last minute of play in the third period. Link trying to battle through Hayes. Hayes recovers. Back on to O'Neill. O'Neill driving. He's got a coin high. Back to a coin. He misses the puck. Back on to Hayes. Hayes on to Decker. Decker. Sorry, Berger actually. Berger. Now on to Bedreau. Bedreau winding a shot. Just wide. Now on to a coin. A coin. Dixon. A battle with a coin. Pushing and shoving here. And there's a penalty on Bedford. 17 seconds left. Dickinson and a coin battling there. Way behind the play, and a coin will be assessed. The holding call. Could this be the chance Glace Bay needs? Dixon will take the draw again. Back up, Dixon. In the feet. And that should end it. Bedford retaking it. Back on to O'Neill. Sent down to Sinclair. And Bedford are moving on to the semis. Who they'll play, we'll have to wait and see. But a tough loss for Glace Bay. Their fate now in the hands of Pictou. If Pictou loses this next game, it'll be out for both of them. But if they win, both teams, depending on the score, have a chance. Thank you for watching High Button Sports in the U13 AAA Provincials. My name's Braydon Kelly. We'll be back with you in about 30 minutes.